Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Gotcha. Montserrado,
Booming,
Cape Mount,
Wapaloo,
Mangibi,
Boom,
and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Antonio, Miss Royalty Baby, and I want everyone in Liberia to know that I love listening to
105.1 FM.
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Gotcha.
Up with the weights, up with weights,
live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Montserrado,
Booming,
Cape Mount,
Wapaloo,
Mangibi,
Boom,
and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio
live from the
105.1
King's Building in
FM.
Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
Gotcha.
up with the weights, up with weights,
all right. Another edition. A matter of fact, the climax edition for the week. And today's edition is a very special one. And one will ask why it is a special one, because it is a special one because our Muslim brothers and sisters, our chauffeurs and drivers and motorists that are Muslims are celebrating Eid Mubarak today, and so today's edition is a special one, a one dedicated to all of them celebrating Eid Mubarak today. Well, the time is 16 past 6 o'clock. This is how I like to say welcome to another edition for the program that is Traffic Talk, your number one road safety show. It comes on every day, Mondays to Fridays, 6:15 to 6:45, always on the Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation, ABC Radio 105.1. I'm your regular host and presenter, your number one driver, that guy, that pimping guy, that pedestrian. I am your mouthpiece. On this platform, we always bring drivers and motorists to the consciousness of doing the right thing within the traffic. And at times, you find us bringing those in authorities to regulate the traffic issues on this platform. And so, wherever you are listening, I'd like to extend this invitation to you to be a part of this presentation that promises to be great. And before I go further, let me just speak to the conscience of lots of our drivers today. Today is not a national holiday, but it's a major day for our brothers and sisters. And so some are taken to the streets and that of their kids. So let me just urge you as drivers to please be extra careful throughout the day until it ends. Welcome to it. As usual, we bring you our theme song currently being played. As well as our driving quotation for today, followed by our safety tapes. And today we just can get to man Suleiman Jallo because you know what happens on today. But however, we are hoping to interact with you, our listening audience out there. This one's stuck up in the traffic. This one's by the roadside. This one's monitoring the traffic and have noticed lots of issues within the traffic you care to bring to our attention. You'll be having the opportunity to be a part of today's presentation. So my name is Martin, and I'd like to say welcome to it for the next 45 minutes. Be my guest, either by listening or by phoning in. Either ways, we all make it come together. Stay tuned. Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
And so we say welcome back, and quickly we bring you our driving quotation today that has to do with today being a very important day for our brothers, and lots of folks are out there. So we like to bring our drivers to the senses of reckless driving. So our first quotation has to do with reckless driving. It says, reckless driving is operating a vehicle in speed or a manner likely to endanger other drivers or pedestrians' lives. I take it from the top. Reckless driving is operating a vehicle in speed or a manner likely to endanger other drivers or pedestrians and that of your own passenger lives. So this quotation says it all for itself. Never do reckless driving. Always do the right thing. Be careful than being reckless. Reason you have to be careful than being reckless is that you're not just only going to speed or drive in a manner that endangers the life of other drivers, but also you might endanger the life of yourself first, so to speak, your passengers, and other road end users as in pedestrians. So it's always good to be careful than to be reckless. Being reckless takes away lives and property and puts you in the extra expensive position. So always be careful. And it says a driver reaches a destination by driving on the road, not by laying back to enjoy the view. Pretty boys and girls that lay way back and say are leaning, are cruising. There is a rightful position to drive as a driver. Reason it puts you in the better position to view the road ahead and to look beneath your vehicle. Whenever you lay back, you're going to strain your eyes, and your calculation will not be right as when you're in the rightful position. So please, the seat was meant to be adjusted to your comfort and not to impress or blow off the shoulder or the guy next to you. Your life is important, so whenever you take that steering wheels, make sure that you do things the right way than to try to impress folks in the car or try to look good as a big boy and girl. Your life is important. First rule you should put in the back of your mind as a driver: your life is always important to you. 25 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Time is the greatest enemy on this platform, and so we do things quickly. And so let's just take a breather. When we come back, we bring you our safety quotation for the day. And the song we chose here today is for all of our Muslim brothers. And matter of fact, today's edition is dedicated to all of them. I like to be a bit specific to a couple of guys that I know that are breaking this fast. That has to do first with my own correspondent, Mr. Salamat Jalo, and your family. I like to say happy Ramadan El Mubarak to you. Alhamdulillah. And I like to share this one with Mr. Lai Sharif there in the 101 community in Painesville, Mr. Afal Bar, Jawa Bar, and Mr. Yaya Jalai. All you guys celebrating your El Mubarak today. I like to say Alhamdulillah, and thanks for the peace and blessing of the Almighty Prophet that kept you through this period. Brother Boy right here, Common Person, a song I dedicate to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters celebrating El Mubarak today. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll read out our safety tapes, and after that, the phone lines will be open. But let me just announce the number before going for the musical break. The numbers are 0777 105 100, 0777 105 100, or 0555 105 100. And on today's edition, I will allow you just to tell us about the traffic, and remember a Muslim brother and sister to say happy El Mubarak to them. Stay tuned. I'll be back after Burna Boy's song. It's called Common Person, and the time is 26 past 6. Stay tuned.
Nami with the cook, no. Nami with the wash in a cloth.
from the King's Builder in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1
Montserrat, Home Cape Mount, Wapulu, Mangibi, Home, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
It's your girl Antonio, Miss Royalty Baby, and I want everyone in Liberia to know that I love listening to
105.1 of them.
I become a person, but my happiness will still be my own. Everybody get bro, no me say your own bro, passing my own. Because now God that they put on my feet, food for my plate.
Live from the King's Builder in Monrovia, Broad and Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1 FM.
And so indeed you are in tune to Traffic Talk, and Traffic Talk is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of ABC Radio 105.1. A reminder, Traffic Talk is a regular feature program that comes on every weekdays from Mondays to Fridays from 6:15 to 6:45. A program that speaks to the conscience of our motorists, enlightening them about doing the right thing and practicing those rifle driving practices. And so we're about to bring you our safety quotation for today, but a reminder, today's edition is dedicated to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters, the chauffeurs and motorists. I usually ply the street that took upon the time to go through the month of Ramadan and have completed. I'd like to say Happy El Mubarak to each and every one of you. So let's bring you our safety quotation today. It has to do with night driving, and the reason we chose that today is because there will be lots of activities, lots of movement within the street. It's the weekend, coinciding with the Ramadan ending and celebration of El Mubarak. There are lots of activities, and the folks will be around at night, and so we're going to be urging our drivers to do things differently at night. And so top on the safety tape for today's edition has to do with the be extra defensive as a driver at night. How do you be extra defensive as a driver at night? Being extra defensive at night is always have to be you always have to be watchful, be attentive, being attentive about your surrounding at night, being sharp, and be very observant, as in observing your destination ahead. So in case you are driving on the one-lane road, focus ahead a lot. If you are driving on the two-lane road, you always have to be extra defensive about your road ahead and your surroundings. If you're a night driver driving the long highway, if you are driving on the long highway, or you usually drive on the highway like long distances like Gunter to Monrovia, or Gunter to Lofa, or Buchanan or Maryland, always learn to combat fatigue. And how do you go about combating fatigue? You combat fatigue by having yourself adequate rest, so in case you know you are a regular highway driver and you always drive at night on these long distances. You always learn to have yourself been rested properly. The reason you rest enough is because if you are into the practice of doing long driving on these very long highways, if you don't rest properly at night, fatigue is going to take over you. And whenever you sleep on that stairway, you endanger the lives of others, as in your passenger first, yourself, and other road end users or drivers, or perhaps properties along the way. So having that proper rest combats fatigue. Our next safety tip says clean up your view. Your view has to do with your windscreen, as in your windshield, the one ahead of you, which is the one that has the wiper. How do you clean them? Sometimes you may have the windscreen outside clean, but inside you have this moist on the screen. So whenever you see sometimes a guy brighten his lights or put the beam lights on bright, at times your view becomes blurred. Reason being your environment or you have not cleaned up your view. So always learn to take your time as a driver to use these dry pieces of cloth to wipe your windscreen. Because at daytime you have that extra ability to see because it's daytime, but at night when that bright beam brightens your face, you get to see that, hey, it's dangerous, I have not cleaned my screens. So always clean up your view. Your view has to do with your rear view mirror, your side view mirror, and your windscreen. When you clean them up, it aids you to be extra defensive at night. Angle your headlights correctly. Your headlight has to be your bright and your dim lights, your parking lights. The reason you always have to angle your lights are better because your lights is your eyes that help you see close to 100 or 20, 100, 200 meters ahead of you based upon the strength and capacity of your lights. So when you angle them as a driver, nowadays the cars are been so modern that you can brighten your light and control the beam before your car or ahead based upon if you alone is on the road. So whenever you angle your light correctly, it protects you, it enables you to see, and it does not endanger the eyesight of another driver on the opposite lane. Learn to do that and you become a better driver. Look in the right direction always. How do you do that? At night, you know the lights of other cars that are on the opposite lane or bike or other motorists are always bright based upon the quality of their cars. So sometimes some drivers would not take consideration of your eye view. So whenever he or she brightens the light, you don't have to focus on the light beam, because when you look directly at that light, we as drivers and motorists will agree with me on this, for that 5 to 10 seconds your view gets blurred and it might cause problem for you within the traffic. So whenever you look in the right position, if a driver is driving and got a bright light, just slide your eyes away from the light. You'll still see your head, taking consideration of the lane separator and the main lane line, so your focus remain on the road. And lastly, test and use your headlights. The reason you test your headlights and use them before nighttime, so in case they are faulty, you get to know sooner and might have an electrician to solve these problems before nighttime comes. What happens if you don't test and solve them and use them before the nighttime? What happens? You will be blind, you wouldn't see ahead of you, and then you will do driving that will not be appropriate, and other drivers will see you as a bad driver. It's better to be prepared for situations before they arouse. So as a good driver in the mornings or in the afternoons, even if you do your basic service routine maintenance in the daytime, as early before you leave your pickup point, make sure before 5 to 6, just take a tomorrow time before you go and but getting the final evening show passengers. Just spend a little 5 to 10 minutes with your car, checking your lights, your parking lights, the traffic hidden lights, and all those necessary things that you'll be able to use at night to communicate. Reason is, it puts you at a better position and it gives you that extra edge to be extra defensive. So those are our safety tips for today. We take a short theme song break, and we are hoping that you can call in and tell us exactly the traffic in your area, and you'll be privileged to remember a Muslim brother or sister celebrating Eid Mubarak today. So the numbers are again 0555 105 100, 0777 105 100, and be a part. We'll take a team song break and be back 27 minutes up to 7 o'clock. Will bring you 45 minutes of news. Stay tuned to ABC.
Up with the weights, up with the weights, I roll.
It's the Ramadan special broadcast, the Eid Mubarak special traffic presentation right here. And on today, we give you the privilege to remember a Muslim brother or sister going through this period and celebrating on this day. And so I'd like to do it as a special dedication for all of our Muslim brothers and sisters here at the Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. Alhaji Jackson C. Clay Jr. and Alhaji Omar Sharif. And also a special dedication to Mr. Lai Sharif and your family there, your lovely wife, aka Abo Chile of the 101 community, the man Noko, my little son, my godson, and the rest of the family. I'd like to say happy El Mubarak to you guys. 0555-105-100 at 6:43. We draw down the curtains on today's presentation. Let me speak to the conscience of our street vendors. This one's now doing business within the traffic. I know it's a good thing to hustle within the traffic. I'm not against you, but please make sure to protect your own life. Always be attentive. Don't mind that fast cash. I know times are hard. We are all struggling to meet ends meet, but please, life is precious and sweet. And one of the first law of nature is self-perseverance. You have to be your own security. And so if you're standing on these streets, remember, as a vendor, you are not allowed to be doing businesses there. They are tolerating you because of the situation in the world today. But please make sure to protect your own life. Be attentive. Make sure that car comes to a standstill before rushing to make that fast cash. Because you wouldn't want your family knowing that you left them to go and hustle, and unfortunately you won't be able to return. I'm not wishing that for you, but these are things that are inevitable to life, and one way to minimize them is by being careful. Traffic Talk is the program. Today is Friday, the 21st of April 2024. Stay tuned. Live from the King's Building in Monrovia, Broader Buchanan Street, this is
ABC 105.1.
Up with the weights, up with the weights, I will.
And so we go to the lines and talk to our correspondent who's celebrating big time today. Koto Jarama.
Good evening, Martin Figan, and good evening to listeners of ABC Radio. It's been a while, and I want to say happy Ramadan Day to all Muslims and Eid Mubarak to each and every Muslim around the globe.
Please apologize to our fans first and tell them the reason why you've been out, because I've been saying it, but let me hear from you first.
Okay, let me say my apology first to our valued listeners of Radioland, and it's been a while. They have not been hearing my voice. Reason being is due to Ramadan, from 6 to 7.
And not easy thing, Pavel.
It's not easy, and mind you, imagine 30 days of fasting and praying. It's been something.
Right.
However, I'm back with them Monday. It's gonna be fascinating report to start from Monday. They'll be getting a fascinating report from me onwards, inshallah. And then I'll look forward for our cordial working relationship as well. And let me say once more, thanks to our valued listeners for continuing valuing our radio.
Yeah.
As we provide the best information, credible, balanced, and accurate information in our stations.
For sure.
Thank you as well, Matthew Fagan, for mastering the courage for doing things on my behalf for the past 20 days or so.
Yeah, but you owe me car meat. Just make sure you bring the car meat. 20 pounds of car meat. You hear me, huh?
The comment is here, you and your listeners, and don't count your
No, don't put me in the listener. I say I want my own set 20 pounds. I'm thinking that one. Me and the listener can eat a girl like me. I want to eat my own 20 pounds. You guys say me and listener.
Don't make the listeners who mind you. The listeners make you.
Okay, you know I have 20 pounds for me, 10 pounds for the listener, 30 pounds in total. I'm gonna come for it now.
If you're coming with them, then come. But if you're coming on one,
okay, I'm bringing all of them. They're coming.
Alright, no problem. Alright, no problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much and have yourself a quality celebration with you and your family. My regards to your wife.
Oh, my wife is doing pretty good.
I saw you guys this morning and the both of you are wearing your helmet. Thanks for being a good motorist.
Thank you as well.
Alhamdulillah, my brother. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Alright, see you on Monday. The voice of our correspondent there who's been kind of busy with the fasting. But thank God to the Almighty Allah, he's back. He's going to be back fresh and ready with more information for us on Monday. The voice of Suleiman Jallo there of our stars. And so quickly just to recap our driving quotation for the day. Recap our safety tips and call it a day. Go for commercials and the reading of announcements. And the news is at 7. Reckless driving is operating a vehicle in a speed or a manner likely to endanger others, other drivers or pedestrians, or even your passenger, because once you drive recklessly, your own life is involved and your passenger in your car are involved, and there are also other things will be involved like lives or property or other motorists. So please be careful. It's better than being reckless as a driver. A driver reaches a destination by driving on the road, not by laying back to enjoy the view. Driving is not meant to be done in a bluffing atmosphere. You always have to have that comfortable position to drive and relaxed position. Yeah, the seat can lay back based upon your height and your the length of your legs. But don't use it as a practice to bluff or impress the pretty girl next to you or that handsome gentleman sitting next to you that, hey, I got this. Life is pressure. Drive in a position that is comfortable, that aids you to see properly ahead and take care of your surroundings. Be extra defensive at night as a driver. How do you be extra defensive? By checking your surroundings, making use of your rear and side view mirrors, communicating properly with your lights, and protecting lives of pedestrians that ply the street at night. Combat fatigue. For those drivers, this one is applicable to drivers driving those long distances throughout the night. If you know you're having a trip by 6, do the sleeping all day and wake up by 5 and get ready. And you must have rested enough and you will drive. Fatigue will not just conquer you so quickly. But if failure to not do so, fatigue is going to take care of you, and then you're going to destroy lives and property, and I'm not wishing that for you. Clean up your view. Your view has to do with your mirrors, your side view mirrors, and your rear view mirror, and that of your windscreen, both front and back. The reason you clean the back and the front is when you look through the view mirror, if it's not clean and have that blurred view, you wouldn't be able to see what's behind you. If the front is not clean, you won't be able to see what's ahead. If your rear and side view mirrors are not clean properly, your view will not be as the same as when they are clear. Anchor your headlights correctly. Look in the right direction and test and use your lights before night comes. On that note, we'd like to draw down the curtains on today's presentation of a program, a Traffic Talk, a fresh and a new edition surface with all of our correspondents and major players involved on Monday. Until I talk to you then, Martin Fagan is my name, your #1 driver. And this program has been dedicated to all of our Muslim brothers. Goodbye. Have yourself a lovely time. Stay safe. Drive safe. Goodbye.